Iran and the United States, the road to the brink of war. Introduction, a crisis years in the making. The relationship between Iran and the United States has never been simple. For more than 4 decades, mistrust, ideology, and power struggles have shaped one of the most dangerous rivalries in modern geopolitics. Today, that rivalry appears closer to open conflict than at any point in recent memory. After weeks of mass protests across Iran, reports of hundreds of civilian deaths, and increasingly sharp warnings from President Donald Trump, tensions have reached a breaking point. Iran has openly warned that any U.S. military intervention will be met with retaliation, not only against American forces, but also against U.S. allies in the region, including Israel. What began as internal unrest inside Iran is now threatening to ignite a regional war with global consequences. This is the real story of how Iran and the United States arrived at the edge of confrontation and what could happen next. Part 1. The protests that shook Iran. The current crisis began not with missiles or warships, but with people. In cities across Iran, from Tehran to Mashhad, Esfahan to Shiraz, tens of thousands of Iranians poured into the streets. What started as protests over economic hardship quickly evolved into something far more dangerous for the ruling system: open calls for the end of the Islamic Republic itself. Chants against Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei echoed through neighborhoods that had once remained silent. Protesters burned images of regime leaders, removed religious banners, and openly defied security forces. The response was swift and brutal. Iranian security forces, including the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and Basij militias, moved to crush the demonstrations. According to human rights organizations, hundreds of protesters were killed and more than 10,000 arrested. Videos smuggled out of the country showed armed forces firing into crowds, detaining teenagers, and raiding homes in the middle of the night. For many Iranians, this was no longer about reform, it was about survival and freedom. Part 2. Washington watches closely. In Washington, the unrest in Iran triggered urgent discussions at the highest levels of government. President Donald Trump, now in his second term, has long taken a hardline stance against Tehran. He withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal during his first presidency and imposed sweeping sanctions designed to cripple Iran's economy. This time, his rhetoric was sharper. On social media,